how does that, do you think that that's opened us up? Do you think that people, you know, cooking with ingredients that they might not be familiar with, but they're using in new and innovative ways, you're cool with that?
I'm great with that. I think anything that allows you to have one foot in the door in another culture is fine. You know, I think I can only speak for myself. I think it's wonderful when people use curry to make meatloaf. I'm not offended by that. I think that's wonderful. And when people ask me, you know, I'm interested in this kind of food, but how do I make it? And you know, it's hard to make a new dish you've also never tasted. But what I always tell people is to take a staple, just sauteed green beans with butter. I guess Land O'Lakes butter. And you know, thank you in the back. We use Land O'Lakes butter. So, but you know, just sauteed green beans, and maybe using just fresh ginger with your onions to saute that, or using a spice, you know, like ras al hanout from Morocco, or sumac from the Middle East, or chipotle powders to give it a smokiness. Like, that is a good gateway to another person or another culture's food. And I feel that way personally about everything. Like, you know, when I see a Caucasian woman wearing a sari, I think it's beautiful. I do. I don't get offended when somebody wants to wear a bindi. You know, it's not, I don't own my culture. I'm very secure in my culture, and so I want to share it. And you know, I have a big Diwali party. It's like our Christmas and 4th of July wrapped into one. And I have girlfriends, and my makeup artist actually, Brigitte, said, you know, I don't know if this is appropriate or whatever, but I'd like to wear a sari. I've always been fascinated. I said, absolutely, come over and I'll tell you how to, you know, wrap it. And I said, as long as you're comfortable. I'm very honored and flattered that somebody's taking the energy and, you know, the care to know about my culture. Now, that's different from someone wearing a sari or a bindi and then shaking their head and doing a caricature on it, you know. But I think, like, we're in a very sensitive time, and I understand that, and it's good overall, but we have to be careful also, like, you know, how we choose to mete out our consciousness. And so I think it's a beautiful thing, because that kind of, like, hyper political correctness does not allow for love. It does not allow for appreciation and admiration. And, you know, I know that when Brigitte is asking me to teach her how to wear a sari, she's doing it because that's always something she's coveted and she's admired about my culture, and something that I can share with her, and we can get to know each other better that way. So I think we have to make the distinction and use those things, you know, take a moment and use those things to bring us closer, rather than try and separate us and put us on opposite sides of some, you know, imaginary line we've decided is the border.